Today we're going to take a look at my top 5 non-DeWalt tool purchases of 2022. Hey guys, Toolman Tim here. Welcome back to the workshop where we create community, find freedom, promote preparedness, and share success. Back with another gear review for you. Real quick, you want to know more about me? Check out Toolman Tim. Made it crooked. Real quick, you want to know more about me? Check out toolmantim.co. Run by there, find out everything you want to know. All right, so today we're going to talk about the gear I bought this year, the stuff that's become indispensable to me, the things that I use all the time. So let's dive right in. Number 5, Crescent 8-in-1 ratcheting wrenches. Now, my buddy Brian from the Lots Project, he used to work service on gas pumps and that sort of thing. He told me I was crazy not to have some of these. And for the last couple of years, I've been on a mission to make my everyday carry toolbox slightly more compact or more versatile. These are incredible. I love them. They are built so well. I love the powder coated finish on them. So you get a pack of 2. So you get a smaller size and a larger size. And you buy a 2-pack for standard and a 2-pack for metric. So I have 4 of these all together in my toolbox. Each side here is a different size wrench or nut size. So with the 2-pack, you end up getting 8 total wrench sizes. So you don't need to carry a whole set. So with 4 of them, you get 16 sizes. You don't need a wrench set in there. And they have a nice little adjustable hook that allows you to ratchet either direction. These things have come in handy in so many scenarios. They're great because they're a full pass-through. They can get in a nice tight spot. And they're built really tough, so I can just throw the 4 of them down into my toolbox, let them beat around, never had any problem with them at all. So they're the Crescent 8-in-1 ratcheting wrench set. There, and it is the solder seal electrical connectors. So if you're like me, I don't know, I always struggle with making a good connection with wire nuts or electrical tape or whatever it is. These take all the work out of it. If you can strip wire, which my next item, we'll talk about that. But if you can strip wire and stick them in a hole, you can make this work. What I love about this is it's a solder and a sealer built in one. So what you end up doing is you stick one end of the wire in one way, one end in the other, and then you heat it up with a heat gun. The outside seals down, you heat it up a little bit more, there's solder in there that actually makes a physical connection. When they're done, I picked up a socket set with the wire connection based on that. It takes all the guesswork out of it, because you can see it as well. Everything about this product is great. You can get like a 100-pack for $10 on Amazon. Apparently they've been around in the aviation industry for a long time. I first saw these on Silver Symbols YouTube channel. Does a ton of really cool gear review videos. I had to pick them up and check them out. And they have every size you can need in there, but it might take like an extra minute to make a connection, but when you're done, you can walk away and it absolutely works. And it takes all the guesswork out of it. So next is the Klein catapult wire strippers. I have had my eye on these for a long time. For years, I have stripped wire using either the old school red ones that are just, you're like, they just don't work great. Or even better, use my thumb and an X-Acto knife, cut yourself, cut through the wire, swear a few times. I'd wanted these for a bit. These are a bit clunky. I mean, they work great, but they're just a little wide in the toolbox. But what I love about them is, I'll get in real close, all the different multiple sizes right there. It has a, right in the front, a straight cutoff as well if you need it. But this strips and removes the insulation all at once. You just put the wire through in the spot where you want it. You go like this, click, and you are done. This has made my life so much better. And I know you're like, well, Tim, it's only a $40 pair of wire strippers or whatever. Yeah, I know. And I should have bought them ages ago. And I'm stubborn when it comes to electrical gear. Last year was my Klein power testing pen that I never bought for years and should have. And this year was my Klein automatic catapult wire strippers. Seriously, this would make a great stocking stuffer for somebody, and can't go wrong with it. Bauer cordless utility pump. This thing's cool. It has a feature on it that I hadn't seen in a lot of pumps. So first off, let me tell you something. If you have access to electricity, say where you're pumping out your hot tub or something like that, and you have an electric pump, use your electric pump. This is not for that, but it does have a cool feature if you're, say, running it off of solar or something like that. So first off, I want to show you in the back here. Let's take this is the corrugated hose, and we'll open up the back here, and right there's where the Bauer battery goes in. But if you look down there, this thing also has AC power capability. I love it. So the in and the out both fit standard hose fittings, which is ultimate importance to me. It's got like a see-through plate on the impeller, so if anything gets in there, so, you can tell it's a rubber impeller, so shit that gets in there isn't going to break it. It's light as a feather. It's fairly quiet, but I'd been looking for a decent powered battery pump for a long time. This is it. So if you're an off-grid person or you need to go way out in a field and pump some water, this is the way to do it. Throw a Bauer battery on the back, throw an inlet hose. You can use this one as your inlet, and then you can use a garden hose on the end. You could use this for an off-grid shower system if you wanted to. I ran one of those extended spray nozzles for watering my wife's plants this year just to test it out. Now, I didn't quite get the same amount of pressure you'd get out of, say, municipal water pressure, but it was more than sufficient. This would work great paired with a rain barrel system, or, if you have to go out and, say, water trees on a tree line from a water tank on the back of an ATV, or you need to get a little bit of water out of a pump, whatever it happens to be. It's self-priming, light as a feather. It has a nice waterproof switch on there. I've been immensely happy with this so far. My number one pick for this year is probably going to surprise you guys. It's probably going to blow you a little bit out of the water. It's something I haven't talked about yet, something I haven't even reviewed yet, but I had to get it in here. Let me show you. Dyson ZH9 cordless vacuum. Now, the thing is, this was not my purchase. This was my wife's purchase. This is one of those things where your wife buys something and then the husband ends up using it more than the wife. Kind of like when Homer bought Marge a bowling ball, except that backfired on him, right? This thing is incredible. Now, it's not cheap, but it has become my go-to vacuum. Now, when you're doing handyman work, property management, property cleanouts, you always need to make sure when you leave, the job is clean. This thing does it. I have a 12-unit, so 3-floor, 12-unit apartment building. I have to go through about once a week and vacuum all the floors. It has a big, cumbersome central vac system that I just don't like. So one day I said, honey, I'm going to try your Dyson if you don't mind. And she looked at me and she said, if you leave it on the back of your truck like you did with my last vacuum and ruin it, I will skin you alive. So I didn't do that, but I did take it over. This thing is completely cordless. It has a little charger system on the wall that you just slip it in, recharge it. Did the entire place on about 1 bar out of 3 batteries. Then we had to go do a big 2-story house that had carpet all through the basement. Same thing, used about 2 out of 3 bars. What do I love about this? Basically everything. It has 3 power speeds, including a high-speed boost. Check this out though. It's all modular. So I can take this extension piece off, and then I can go like this, and all of a sudden it becomes a handheld vacuum. Also, everything in this is 100% reusable and cleanable. This is how you open it to dump the debris out of it. Watch. That's it. Just like that. Oh, a little bit of dirt there. Then, up in here, there's another one. You can take off another washable filter. There is nothing that you ever need to replace on this. They wash out, you reuse them. Everything is modular. It's nice like aircraft aluminum. The only downside is probably these little plastic connectors like that, but it doesn't matter. This thing has all the power it needs to pick up big dirt and debris all through the 12-unit, all through empty rental houses. I have loved it. I love it so much, I'm probably going to buy my wife another one and keep this in the shop. It is incredible. You don't normally think of Dyson as a... You don't normally think of Dyson as a company that makes stuff toward the handyman, the carpenter end of things, but I love it. So if you're looking for one, now it's not cheap. I can't remember the exact price. I almost don't want to say it because I think my wife would be embarrassed. I'll put the link below, but the thing just stinking works. So I hope you liked that. I know that was a weird hodgepodge of tools, but it was a lot of really fun stuff that I used this year, that I fell in love with, stuff that I use all the time. So tell me, what was your best tool purchase of 2022? What are you looking forward to picking up in 2023? And yeah, from there, guys, stick around. Hit the subscribe button, grab the Telegram link from below. Links for everything will be in the description. Videos for most of this stuff will be there as well. And guys, as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a happy new year.